Hey everyone, thank you for joining me here today on Retro Geek Gaming as we talk about the Super Mario Bros. Wonder trailer, the direct that we just had. I actually just woke up and I just watched it. I woke up just a couple minutes before it started, so you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little bit tired. But we're going to talk about the Super Mario Bros. Trailer, and I have it running here on the channel so you can sort of watch it in case you missed it and see some highlights of what the game is talking about and what it's going to do. I think this is going to be a great Mario Brothers game, just because of the unique ideas that they're doing with it. Like, that's just some awesome stuff that you'll probably see in the point of the trailer here. And also just of how they're going about it. And what I mean exactly is, and I'll try to pause the video and go to different parts of it so you can see what I'm talking about. But first of all, it's in a completely different land. Like, it's in the Flower Kingdom, as you've already seen. You have that caterpillar-like Prince Lorian, or whatever his name is, that has invited you. And then Bowser wants to have the Wonder Flower, and as you can see, he touches it, merges into a fortress, and changes the land along the way. And so now it's up to you and your buddies to go and take care of that. And it's just a very unique idea. And the fact that you can also play with Nabbit and 4 Yoshis, which means that you have got a ton of characters to play with. And they all play the exact same too, which I think is just great, because now there's no more of this, like, you got to play as Peach to get the gliding ability, or, you get the higher jump with Luigi. The only difference is that the Yoshis are invulnerable to taking damage, and I suppose that's going to be for, like, the younger players, like my son, for an example, my youngest son. Probably is going to have an issue with taking hits and dying, so if he wants to play it a little bit easier, he can just play as Nabbit or play as a Yoshi. And of course, if a player is playing as a Yoshi, you can actually jump on their back, and you can use them like you could a regular Yoshi. Even another Yoshi can jump on the back of another Yoshi. That's something that they show in the trailer. So I think it's just kind of cool, the inventive ways that they're doing stuff. As you can see here, using the platforms to help you navigate through the environment, and there's so many different items that they're using that they may show in the course of me doing this video that help you traverse. There's the elephant ability, there's the bubble ability, there's all kinds of different things that you can use to help you navigate through the game. And it's just great, because now rather than it being just a regular game with a bunch of inventive levels, now the abilities themselves are helping you traverse. Now, the big thing here is what you're seeing with the levels. You may have noticed that some of the levels have difficulty. Now, what I'm concerned about is, like you can see right there as you're selecting them, that they show difficulty. How much are we talking about? 'Cause some of them show like 1, right? Like, are we talking like 1 is super easy, like you just run to the right and it's easy to find all the items and move on? And how high are we going? Are we talking about 5 stars, and how difficult is 5 stars? Because we've heard that this game is supposed to be going to be a more difficult Mario game. And I'm cool with that, because, some of the more difficult Mario games have been like Super Mario 3 and stuff like that, where it's been more about figuring it out and figuring out some of the secrets rather than having some of them pointed at you. But what my concern is the badges for this game, something that will probably show up later. The badges for the game are different abilities that you can get to help you along the way. Like, as an example, if you have a rope badge, it's kind of something where you can swing this little rope thing to help you grab onto the side of like a wall, or different enemies or whatever, and you can swing off of them. Well, if it's a difficulty rating of 5 and you have these certain badges, I think that that's going to make the traversing of the stages a little bit easier than what it would be if you didn't have those capabilities. So again, we'll have to see how they're being used. But what I think is great about this game, and the reason why I think it's going to be the best Mario, is because of the online and what they're doing with it, right? It's going to be great because the system that they set up. I mean, first of all, if you can see, I always wondered what that A that's in the corner is, right? The A is for a second ability that you have. So if you get like a fire flower, for an example, and then you also have the elephant, it's sort of like what they did with Super Mario World, how you had that secondary item up at the top that you could just drop down and swap between. That's back. And I personally like that, because that was something that that I really think helped out a lot with Super Mario World. Was if you wanted to have a fire flower right then and there to help you get through an area with enemies, that was fine. But then if you needed to have the cape to help you fly, or to get to a hard to reach area, you had that. And now this is back with that. So you could easily take the Elephant Mario ability, and you can hold on to that and save that for an area where you might need to reach a collectible or need to smash through a wall to do it. And you can do that. And you can then hold on to the fire flower and do the same thing, or hold on to the bubble and use that when you need it. So I like the fact that they're bringing that back. But what they're doing with the online, getting back to the point that I was making, is not only can you play online with people, but you're going to see their shadows. So as you're playing a stage, you're watching people who are playing that same stage at the same time, live around the world. And if you're playing by yourself, like I most likely will be, you can still, if you get hit, you don't lose a life, but you can die or whatever, and you can turn into a ghost and swim towards them, and they'll bring you back. So they seem like they're trying to do all they can to keep you from dying in this game, basically. Like they're letting you play online with people. They're letting you lay down these little, what do they call them, statues or signs or something, of like you or something, and you can use that to go into to basically bring yourself back from being a ghost. So it seems like they're trying to do all they can to basically keep you from dying in this game. So I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit easier than what we originally perceived. Again, we'll have to see what the difference is between a 4 and a 5 versus a 1 and a 2 difficulty. But as you're playing throughout the game, there are these things called heart points that show up in the bottom left corner of the game. And this is the reason why I think this is going to be a great Mario game, is because if you've ever played a Mario game before, the whole point of playing a Mario game is just to get through it. And a lot of times, I know that when it comes to stuff like New Super Mario Bros. U and some of the newer Mario games, they didn't exactly play nice. Like sometimes people could be picked up and thrown, they could be bounced off of to do stuff like that. And you can still do that in this game, but this game is encouraging you to play nice. And what I mean by that is that there are points that come up, right? Heart points that you get for helping people out. Like if you share an item, then you get heart points. If you bring back somebody as being a ghost, you get heart points. If you cross the goal at the same time as your teammates, you get heart points. And the more heart points you have, I think they said you could use them to unlock like some of the signs and some different things like that. So it's actually encouraging you to play nice, because not only is it saying, hey, this person's a ghost, you should bring them back so you don't lose a heart, but if you bring them back, you're going to get nice points. You're going to get brownie points, basically. And I'm just cool with that. I'm just cool with everything that they've shown here. If you've watched this trailer, what are your thoughts about this new way that they're doing Mario? I love the fact that they've got so much to do here. Like, it feels like there's so much to do. All these badges to collect, to give you these different abilities to do in the game, then go back and try that stage again with a different ability. The fact that you can only give yourself one badge per stage, which is going to encourage you to play with other people to do the other badges. So if you need a stage that needs maybe like a double jump ability and a wall climbing ability, then you need to have another player there. And again, encouraging to play nice. And granted, you don't have to. I'm sure that this game is entirely playable without the need of these badges, but the fact that they've thrown them in there for replayability and, again, collecting them, which I like to collect stuff like that. So, and also, again, the fact that they're encouraging you to play nice with heart points, and they're giving you online play, and they're giving you the signs that you could unlock, and just so much stuff. It feels like this is the most robust 2D Mario game that we have, that we're going to have. And this is what Mario should have been. I'm glad that Nintendo is back to form when it comes to their creativity and their ideas. And I hope that this goes forward because, I mean, we had an excellent 3D Mario with Mario Odyssey. We've had 2 excellent Zeldas. You know, the Switch has just been knocking it out of the park when it comes to the games that it has. And now we've got this great 2D Mario that's just full of these wonderful ideas. So I won't try to show you too much because, again, I'm basically just playing the trailer for the game and the direct that I just watched. So you can go through and watch it and get the full scope of everything that it's talking about. But just the fact that they give you so much to do, I think is wonderful. And I don't know, there's just something about it. The fact that you can play for up to 4 people. And who knows, maybe they'll add an 8-player mode down the road. Especially if you're doing online, which if you play online anyway, you're seeing like hundreds of shadows, so it's technically chaos anyway when you're doing online. But yeah, just so much to do. Online, offline co-op, badges, statues, everything that you can possibly think of, I think this game has thrown in there. And then there's no telling what they'll throw down the road as far as DLC. Maybe like 8-player, maybe they'll do, you know, different abilities, you know, just, oh man, it just looks so great. I can't even think right now. That plus I just woke up, so I'm going to go, you know, have breakfast and all that stuff, and just try to enjoy the rest of my day. And I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day too. But what did you think about Super Mario Brothers Wonder? Do you think this is going to be a great Mario experience? What ability are you looking forward to using the most? What game mode are you looking forward to using the most? Because this might be the first time, I think ever since it was forced onto us with stuff like Mario Kart, that I might get online with a game. Because I don't even really get online with Smash Brothers. I don't really get online with... I mean, Splatoon is sort of, again, forced on you. You have to sort of play it online. But I don't really get online that much with the Switch, and especially with consoles in general. This might be the first game for the Switch that I play mostly online. So, yeah, I think that it's going to be a great and wonderful experience. And again, I'm just trying to fill up time to try to show as much as I can of the trailer, but I think you pretty much get the gist. I think I've talked about everything that the trailer touched upon. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and I hope that you have yourself a wonderful rest of your week. Don't know if we're going to be doing a podcast or not. I'm still trying to work out the details with that. But if we do, feel free to join us for that discussion over the weekend. And if not, I will see you guys next week for another YouTube video discussion. Have a good one.